Hi everyone, today we're talking about combining like terms. As a reminder, you do not need to write down everything that we'll cover in this video, but be sure to jot down important information and at least one example of each type of problem that we'll cover. Also remember that you can pause to jot down important notes, rewind to view information again, and fast forward if you think you already got it. Just be careful and be sure that you don't fast forward and miss out on something important. So combining like terms. Combining like terms is kind of like combining things that are the same. So if I had one kid with 3 apples and 4 oranges, and I had another kid with 2 apples and 6 oranges, we're going to combine the stuff that are alike. We're going to say in total there are 5 apples and 10 oranges because the apples are alike and the oranges are alike. So when we say like terms, we're saying that you can only combine stuff that are of the same kind. In math, what we mean by the same kind is kind of like those fruits. So for example, in a problem like this, where they're asking you to combine the like terms to create an equivalent expression, they have 5x plus 6 minus 2x plus y plus 5y plus 3. It looks really difficult, right? But what I do is I will sometimes underline or circle the like terms, or if you have a highlighter or something like that, you can highlight so that the like terms kind of pop out at you. Kind of like what we did with the apples and the oranges. The apples were in green, the oranges were in red. So what I did here was I put all my x terms in red. So instead of just all of them just written normally, I can highlight my 5x and my minus 2x in red. I have my plus y and plus 5y in blue, and then my normal constants, so those are the numbers that don't change in value and don't have a variable next to them, I keep them as normal. Okay, so my like terms are the ones with the x's, those are alike. The ones with my y's, those are also alike. And then the constants are similar to each other. Notice how when I highlighted or underlined my like terms, the symbol, the operation, adding or subtracting, goes with it. Because it's kind of like a positive or a negative. It's going to go with the number right behind it. That's very important because then that tells you what you have to do in terms of a mathematical operation. This 5x is subtracting 2x. If I didn't have that subtraction sign also highlighted with my 2x, it would be 5 plus 2x. But this minus goes with the 2. So it's 5x minus 2x. So that's how we end up with 3x. The plus y and the plus 5y tell us that they're both positive. So 1y, because there's no number in front of it, we can assume it's 1y by itself. Plus 5y is 6y. So it's a positive 6y. So that's the important thing to remember here. You can look at this minus as a subtraction, or you can see it as a negative. They're pretty much the same, because subtracting something is like going into the negatives, going to the left-hand side. Adding something is going to the right-hand side, or the positives. So we have a positive 6y that becomes a plus 6y. 6 plus 3, positive 6 plus 3 is a positive 9, so it becomes a plus 9. Okay? We're going to do more examples later on to practice that. But just know that your like terms, it's much easier if you kind of annotate it so that you can see your like terms together and perform those mathematical operations together. And then as a quick side note, there is a proper way of writing algebraic expressions. We like to make things organized. So variables will always go in alphabetical order. So notice how in my answer I put my x's first, then my y's, and then constants always go at the end. So numbers without variables, they're going to go at the end. So that way there's some kind of order to it. So it goes x, y, and then the number. The constant always goes at the very end. So if this was a group of B's and C's and A's, it would be A's and then B's and then C's, and then if you have any constants, they go at the end. Go ahead and jot this down in your notebook, and if you need to pause the video, make sure you do that before moving on to our examples. All right, let's take a look at what types of problems you might get in your exercises today. This problem, it says to combine the like terms to create an equivalent expression. You have 9t minus 3t plus 4. Go ahead and pause the video and try it on your own first. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and circle all my like terms. Those are my t's. And then this plus 4 is a constant, so I'm just going to underline it and keep it at the end. There's no other constants, so I know at the end I'm going to have a plus 4 at the end, and I just have to combine my 9t and my minus 3t. So this is 9t minus 3t. If it helps, you can always write your math going up and down so that you can see it. 9t minus 3t would be 6t. Okay, so it's very important you don't subtract those t's, because it's kind of like I have 9 t's, and then I'm taking away 3 t's. So I end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 t's. Not 6 left over, those are t's that are left over. Okay, so either draw or write the mathematical expression on the side. That will really help to make sure that you're not making any silly errors. So at the end, I have my t's first, because my variables have to be first, and then my constants. And then I have 6t plus 4 as my answer. Here's another problem. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own first. All right, so I'm going to circle all my t's because those are like terms. I want to make sure this negative goes with my t because it belongs to it. This plus 10 and this minus 4. Okay, so I have 5t minus t for one of them, and then I have 10, a positive 10 minus 4 for the other. So this is 5t minus 1t because it's kind of like an invisible 1 there, so that's 4t. Again, if you want to draw it out, there's 5 t's, and we are getting rid of 1 t. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 t's left over. Here it's 10 minus 4, which is 6. If you were to draw it out, you would have 10 dashes, and then you're getting rid of 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ones left over. Okay, so this is 4 t's left over. This is 6 ones left over. This is kind of like your apples and your oranges. They're different. You can't combine 4t plus 6t now. Those are different. So your answer at the end is just 4t plus 6. You cannot simplify it anymore because this will be like apples and oranges. I can't combine these t's and these ones. They're separate. So my final answer is 4t plus 6. Okay. Try those out today. Let me know if you have any questions as you're working on them, and I'll be seeing you in class.